There it is. Maybe I'm just crazy. Okay. We're back. Sorry so much, everybody, for the delay, and thank you so much, Elieson, for letting us, for working with us together. So we are here with the Lufia 2 run, and I shall officially cut off the Lufia 2 names. So thank you, everybody, for donating towards those. And, well, just to remind you who we are and what we're doing, we are the RPG Valkyries, and you are watching Speedrun Ragnarok. We are proud to benefit Take This Again, who provides education on mental illness so that friends, family members, and coworkers can be better allies to those who are suffering, and also help to destigmatize mental illness in the gaming community and provide education and prevention techniques as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for donating towards this. And well then, whenever you're ready, Elieson, count me down so we can take it away.
All right, certainly. There were two things I wanted to check on, though. One was the names of the characters, just to get them in advance. We'll be naming them all immediately. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, sure. So, hold on, let me just copy those for you at least so that you can see the specific spellings. And...
Last time I looked, there were some very specific caps and such.
Sure. Yep, that would be... There we go. So, Maxim is going to be Nikos.
Okay.
Dekar will be Kane N with a capital N at the end.
Okay.
2 N's. Artie is Zell, as in Zillion Zell. And Guy is Mikshig, as in Mikashige. And Darby is Rice89.
Rice89, okay. Alright, and then the other thing to check on is RealCritical. Are you here with me?
Yes, of course I am.
Cool, okay. Alright, then I think I'm just about set to get this show started. As a quick precursor, the renaming feature is something that's pretty new to Lufia 2, even though it's been here the whole time. It's a feature that was more or less recently discovered, and the run itself today is going to feature something a little different from what you'd expect.
Welcome back.
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. The run itself is featuring something a little different. The enemy movement will be randomized, which is a randomizing tool that I was able to apply to this game. Thank you, RC, for that. And there's also a de-randomizer feature included in this game as well, which is going to more or less create a seed for the game to an extent. Again, thank you, RealCritical, for that one.
You're welcome.
So let me go ahead and give you a countdown timer. We'll get started in 5 seconds on your count, okay?
Okay.
Alright, we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
And also, Elieson, sorry, I should have said this, but if you could go live on Discord when you get a chance.
Oh, yes. Give me a moment, sorry.
Yeah, in the meantime, good luck and fun. Hello to everyone from me as well. And yeah, I can see some excitement in the chat happening for Lufia 2, rightfully so. It's been a bit of a wait, I guess, but well worth it, hopefully.
Alright,
I am personally impressed that whoever made the schedule anticipated for that and put the setup block right at this time.
I'm gonna give that to Margie and Natara. Thank you for that setup block.
sugar.
Yeah, so Eli was cutting out while he was explaining the newly discovered quote-unquote feature of changing all the character names by pressing L, select, and A in the menu while hovering over the scenario button, which is what you can see here, discovered by Sinrevi recently in a quite old Japanese tutorial. And yeah, here we go.
So if you are familiar with the Ancient Cave, it's a 99 floor, essentially randomizer. It's a roguelike, so to speak. You go into this cave with nothing but the clothes on your back and 10 potions in your pocket. Your best friend, little pet who just ran away, comes with you. You have 7 to choose from, and the key feature of the Ancient Cave speedruns is that we're running this using gift mode, something that you unlock by completing the game twice, and when you do that, you can take any party assortment and any capsule monster with you. If you were to do this in the main game, you'd have a limited available party composition that you could actually run the cave with. So we're on the lookout for a couple of key items. Notably, we're looking for spells in these early floors in order to make it so that we can kill some enemies quickly, save time. And we're also going to take note of enemy movement. If you have played this before, you're going to notice that there are different movement patterns between the various enemies. For instance, mosquitoes never charge you, but in this case they do. This seed, quote-unquote, was effectively vetted by RealCritical, but the enemy movement randomizer is completely new even to me. I have no idea what this assortment is going to bring, so as much as I know about the enemies themselves, I don't know how they're going to approach me or run away, and it's going to be as much of a learning discovery for myself as it will be for you, the viewers.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for that, I gotta say, because yeah, especially in the speedrun, but in the game in general as well, the movement is a very important part of it. And for some enemies, you really are happy to have the movement patterns that they have by default. So you could get a little unlucky here. As you said, I have played this very seed before as far as floors and items are concerned. But as far as enemies go, you're on your own. So good luck with that.
I'll need all the help I can get. There are some enemies in the lower floors which are going to be a bit of a nuisance, or normally they'd be a bit of a nuisance. Not sure exactly what to think about them as we go. What are some early floor enemies that you think they'd be normally throwaway enemies that you could just easily avoid that would be really a problematic thing to deal with? I think we
yeah, so as we have played
floor 20 or so.
Shouldn't be anyway, yeah. As we have been playing the randomizer in the community, there's kind of this pattern that emerged of opening a lot of items in the first 9 floors because they are, the randomizer or not, unique to the first 9 floors in terms of helmets, shields, rings, and rocks. So you cannot find those items anywhere else in the cave. And as such, you don't necessarily want to miss out on it. So Eli, I don't know what your strats are in that regard, but I do see you're heavily opening here.
Yeah, and this being a quote-unquote marathon safe run, I'm opening early in hopes to find an elemental ring. They boost your stats by a decent margin at this stage of the game, but they also have the IP ability, which is kind of like a limit break, in that when you take enough damage, you'll be able to use a key ability from the item. Those are going to be supplemental in case I can't find any good spells. For instance, if you find a fire ring, it not only doubles the power of your fire spells, but it makes it so that way you can use the fireball spell just by getting beat up for a little while. Trick is pretty nice. That boosts the attack power of your party as a whole, pretty much. And the object of this cave run is to get all the way to the bottom of this 99 floor catastrophe that is the Ancient Cave and beat a final boss. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal if you didn't have a turn limit to do it. The trick spell boosts the attack power by your entire party of your choice by up to 20%, and you only have 3 turns to kill the final boss. Having trick is really handy in that case, so I'm glad I found that. Finding it early isn't that big a deal.
I wanted So something I noticed while I was translating some things is that actually we call it a cave when we go down, but actually in Japanese it's called a tower and they go up.
Huh, interesting. Especially because the overworld does have stairs going downwards. So,
There's something neat about this game. There are all sorts of quirky translations into not only what the localization team decided to put into the game, but I guess just how we refer to things in the game as a whole anyway. You'll notice as we proceed, there's going to be some enemies, there's going to be some weapons that have funky names, to say the least. Of the earliest enemies that you'll see that has that translation goop are the centipedes. They're not necessarily called centipedes, they're called centopes, and there are plenty of other enemies that have the similar sort of thing. Ooh, a spell. So it does make...
Yeah, let's just say the US version wasn't the luckiest in terms of translations. Yeah. Not only is the translations a little sketchy at times, but it also induced a couple of glitches here and there. But yeah, we deal with it because it's the only English language version of this game that runs at 60 FPS.
In terms of things that run properly too, there's also a unique feature with the final floor of the ancient cave. RealCritical, you want to go in on that a little bit?
Oh, sure.